Geekazine and Geek Smack is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network over at techpodcast.com. If it's tech, then it's here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode number 197 of Geek Smack, where this week we're going to be talking about Paul Siglia and his contract, which is found, Firefox 6, the FCC to investigate Bart. Over on the Geek Smack side, we got Dylan's Candy Bar, Candied Cocktails, VW Camper Buses, and Lego, and of course, PETA getting its own porn website. All this and a whole lot more. Of course, this is all brought to you by GoToAssist Express and Citrix. Go over to gotoassist.com, use the promo code PODCAST for a 30-day free trial. Carbonite.com, 15-day free trial. When you go to purchase, use that code TPN for 2 months for free. And then, of course, a new sponsor, audiblepodcast.com/geekazine. Get yourself a 14-day free trial and a free download of an audio book. Let's get into your Geek Smack for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Jeffrey Powers. Welcome to episode number 197 of Geek Smack, where we smack the geek out of you like somebody would smack all the Legos out of a VW bus. What? Anyway, my name is Jeffrey Powers. Welcome to the show. If this is the first time you've come to the show, well, you've missed 196 episodes. You should go back and watch them all. Actually, I'm kidding. There's not 196 watchable episodes. It was started as a podcast, and then it formed to a video cast to what it is today. And you got to watch 100 and listen to 196 episodes. Okay, you don't have to listen to 196 episodes. Just watch this episode and see how cool Geek Smack is. We do this every single Tuesday, so you can come back and come back and come back. Go over to geekazine.com if you want to check it all out. You can subscribe to the show notes. You can get all the RSS feeds. Go up on iTunes. You can go up on techpodcast.com. which we're a very proud member of. Lots of great family-safe shows up there at techpodcast.com. We're also up on Zoom. We're also up in many different areas. I just found out the MediaFly, the Geek Smack portion of MediaFly was down. I just went to their support. They got it all back up. Everything's up and running. So if you watch us through MediaFly, thank you very much. Don't forget to give us some stars, good or bad. Doesn't matter. Let me know what you think about it. Of course, you can Twitter me over at Geekazine. Or geekazine@gmail.com is my email address if you really want to email me really, really bad. So, hey, it's been a great week. I had a great weekend. The band played like Friday. So we had a day off that Saturday. And then we played a big beach party on Sunday, which is always a great time. We've done this. This is the third year we've done this. It's a great party and just had a lot of fun. I wish I could show you some of the pictures, but it's kind of debaucherous, so we won't do that. This is child safe friendly show. So, but anyway, if you want to find out more about that, let me know. If you're in the Wisconsin area next year, you got to come to this party. It's awesome. It's always awesome. They do a lot of great stuff over there. On Monday, I kind of took the day off. My motivation level was down, so I did the blogs that you normally do, and then I took the afternoon off and I went to see Cowboys and Aliens. Pretty decent movie. Not great. I probably could have waited for DVD, but hey, I needed a break from the norm. So I went and watched that, and then I watched some movies played on Google Plus last night, as I normally do. So I did get the Korg control. I don't know if you know what this is about, but with Wirecast, and I use Wirecast for all my systems here. If you use the Korg control, you can actually control it using an Apple script in Wirecast. And, of course, Steven showed me that from the Tech Buzz. Thank you very much, Steven. Go over to the techbuzz.com. and check out all his great shows over there. But of course, I'm going to be implementing that into the system, which means I need to move things around. This will then, the Mac laptop will move over there, so the sound, because the fans kind of speed up a lot, and people have been hearing that into the show because I have the overhead microphone up here. But anyway, none of this, none of that. Hopefully I'll get that all situated and we'll get some more cool stuff coming to you. But right now, the cool stuff you need is the Tech Smack, and we're going to get you the Tech Smack right now.
Tech Smack.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children, all ages. I did that wrong, I know, but you know, it's life. Let's move over to PC Mag for our first story. Paul Sigliglia, as Billy Crystal would say to, you know, in the Analyze This. That's the movie I was thinking of, Robert De Niro. Anyway, so Paul Siglia, who, of course, came up and said, hey, you know, I helped with Facebook. We have a contract, and now I want my share of Facebook. They've been going in the courts back and forth. Well, now, apparently, they found the original contract. And they're reading through the contract. They're going, well, this is pretty interesting. Okay, well, what's this street fax? Okay, that doesn't seem to have anything to do with Facebook, and I don't see anything in here that says Facebook, and hey, there's nothing here that says Facebook. Guess what, Paul? Bye-bye. We'll see what happens, how this unfolds, if lawyers lawyer up with their lawyers and the lawyers lawyer up on other lawyers, and then we have a whole pile of lawyers. It reminds me of the video, The Ultimate Show of Ultimate Destiny, you know, where Mr. Rogers wins. Maybe Mr. Rogers needs to come back and say, hey, Paul Siglia, get out of here. I don't know. Anyway, you can check that out. It's over on PCMag.com. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. Let's move over to the dailytech.com. Mozilla is launched, and of course they just launched it about an hour ago. I've downloaded it, but I haven't been able to install it. Firefox 6.0. Of course, they updated to Firefox 5.0 like last month or something like that, a little while ago, and now they're up to 6.0, which is not what Facebook normally does. Facebook normally has like 17,000 beta periods, and then they have a release to manufacturing period, which is like 5 years, and then they finally release Facebook. Did I say Facebook? I meant Firefox. Did I say Facebook? I'm kind of weird that way. Yeah, anyway, so Firefox, all of a sudden they just, okay, we're going to launch Firefox 6. Let's do it. So the Mozilla organization launched today Firefox 6. Like I said, I downloaded it, haven't installed it. My question to you is, do you still use Firefox? Have you decided to switch over to Chrome? Now, I was a very big Firefox fan. We'll start from the beginning. I was a very big Internet Explorer fan up until about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I switched over to Firefox. Was a very big Firefox fan because of all the customizations. Then Firefox started getting slow, and horrible. And I said, yeah. And at that time, I was thinking of going to Opera, but Chrome came around. And it's like, you know, I'm not a big fan of Chrome. I'm still not that big a fan of Chrome for one reason, and that is because they self-update. I cannot control when the updates happen. And that's a problem I have with any type of browser. But nonetheless, I decided to switch to Chrome. And Chrome is good right now, but I could always switch back and forth. Right now, Chrome is my browser of choice, not my preferred browser of choice. So now Firefox 6 comes out. Will they become my browser of choice again? I don't know. We'll see. You let me know if you download Firefox 6. If you like it, if you don't like it, you can always Twitter me at Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com. Of course, you can always go to geekazine.com and go to the comments section and comment from there. That's over on dailytech.com. All right, Ben Parr and Mashable talked about LinkedIn. Let's go over here for a second. LinkedIn is revamping the mobile app. In fact, I just downloaded that mobile app today. It looks really, really impressive. They make it a lot easier. It uses the HTML5 enabled mobile website, and you'll be able to. It's just basically a big picture and a bunch of little pictures and so on and so forth. So it's big buttons for your browsing pleasure. So I did a little bit of browsing, checking it out. I was pretty impressed. I like the fact that it looks like one thing on the website, but the mobile site looks a little bit different, but very, very manageable. So Let me know if you use it. Let me know what you think. Of course, Geekazine is my Twitter. Mashable.com if you want to know more about that. All right, you probably heard about this. Samsung and Apple had their little tiffs. And basically, Apple said that, this 10.1-inch Samsung Galaxy Tab looks way too much like our iPad. Because it's square and because it has a button and because it has an operating system on it and it's a tablet. Anyway, so they said, hey, we want you to cease and desist. So in Germany, apparently they did it. They stopped. They said, no, you're not going to be able to do this 10.1-inch tablet in Germany. Well, now there's some new evidence coming out that's saying that Apple might have just kind of smudged the lines a little bit, and basically saying, if you look at this picture, you'll see that the both tablets are the same size, but in all reality, the Samsung Galaxy Tab is actually a little bit longer, I believe it is, and doesn't have the same button look as the Apple iPad. The reality is, oh my goodness, it's a button on top of a tablet. You can't get any more simplistic than that. And what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to draw little lines around the tablet or something like that? What? Tell them what to do to make it not look like the iPad, and they won't. I think, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that this is a viable thing for companies? If you come out with a brand new tablet, you're going to be kind of sitting there going, well, geez, do I have to worry about this company coming after me or this company coming after me because of the look or because of the feel or because of the touch or because of the what? And this is crazy. So if you want to read more on this is over on cnet.com, but I'm not a big fan of this lawsuit because it's just basically saying it looks exactly like me, and in all reality, there's not much you can do, not much more. It's a tablet. So, I don't know. Check that out, overseeitnet.com. The FCC is investigating BART self-service shutdown. It's in San Francisco's Bay, and it's called the San Francisco's Bay Area Rapid Transit. They decided to shut down the service because of a protest that was supposed to be happening there. Well, Anonymous, we've been in the news as of recent, didn't like that, and they started saying, hey, what's going on here? And I totally agree on this. I mean, they're saying that they did this as preventative measure, but the reality is, was it really preventative measure, or were they blocking freedom of speech? And that's the problem I have on this. Well, the FCC investigates everything. So it's no surprise that they decided, no, okay, we're going to investigate this BART cell service shutdown and determine whether they did it in the right way or they did it the wrong way. I don't know all the details on this protest that was coming up. But according to the article over on PC Mag, it says the Communication Act of 1934 bans cell phone jamming technology, that it might disrupt legitimate cell phone traffic as an emergency radio communications. And, of course, you can get fined up to $11,000 or more per instance if you're found to have done this the wrong way. So if somebody's in the San Francisco area, let me know what's going on. If the protest was really bad, like the London protests, then I don't know. It's tough to make that call. But we're in the United States, freedom of speech, so on and so forth. So it's a tough call. But I think that in this case, from what I've read so far, they did the wrong thing. They don't do that in preventative measure. You do that when it's happening, when it's at a point where you cannot control it. That's my opinion. So anyway, if you want to read more about that, go over to PCMag.com. Going from PC Mag to PC World. Hey, do you remember the Juju? Do you remember, well, first of all, we'll start from the beginning. You had OLPC, one laptop per child, and it's going to be like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world. It's going to be a $100 laptop for all the kids around the world, a little crank to crank it up, to power it up, blah, 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 blah. And TechCrunch said, no, we're going to make something that's the $100 laptop, because OLPC kind of couldn't do it at $100. So TechCrunch was Michael Arrington, trying to get this tablet coming out. And the day before this tablet was to be released, the company that was creating the tablet decided to pull everything, and contract negotiations fell apart. And then all of a sudden, this company was coming out with a thing called Juju. And TechCrunch was completely denouncing it, which they should. But anyway, so we get back to this. Now, Juju has been pretty much dormant for the last year or so. But now they're coming back, and they're coming back with the Juju tablet, which is not called the Juju tablet anymore. It's now called the Grid 10 tablet. So if it's not as confusing enough as it is right now, it's going to get a little bit more confusing as the new Grid 10 tablet is going to make its way out there. It was showed off, but and they believe they're going to start everything at $499. So I don't think there's a release date on it just yet, but we're going to see. We're going to see what happens with this. We'll see if this becomes a reality or if this will become another episode of vaporware. Vaporware is something that never really comes out. They say they're going to come out and never really comes out. Good example is, and I just talked about this on the Day in Tech History podcast, the Phantom console a couple days ago. They took the Phantom console off the website. It was a game console that was supposed to compete with Xbox and Nintendo, and I think Dreamcast at the time. But the console never came out. It became vaporware. Never vaporized. I guess it will disappear. But anyway, that's the idea of vaporware, if you're not sure of that term. So we'll see what happens with the Juju Grid 10, whatever you want to call it, tablet, and keep you apprised on that. Going back over to Mashable.com, if you go over to Taco Bell, you're going to check this out. You're going to see QR codes on your Taco Bell boxes. The codes, once you scan them into your phones, you will then get videos from MTV's Music Awards, and you'll be able to watch them. I think it's some sort of exclusive content through there, so you get them on the sides of drinks and the sides of boxes for like your, I don't know, whatever comes in a box, like 1,000 tacos or something like that. But anyway, if you want to check that out, go over to Mashable.com, and of course, go to Taco Bell. Yo quiero the Taco Bell. Going over to TechCrunch, I don't know where that came from. Don't know. Anyway, new swipe keyboard. Swipe keyboards are the mobile phone keyboards that instead of you pressing down on the numbers, you actually start on one number and then you just start moving your finger across to spell out words. It's supposed to be a little bit faster method than hitting buttons, but I use a 2-thumb method on my iPhone, which works pretty well, and I've done it on iPad too, so I'm kind of impressed on that. But anyway, Sprint has announced that they are going to be getting the swipe method to their phones. In fact, the first one came out on the, and you can get it for the Nexus S 4G. You bring the hardware and they will give you the latest version of swipe. So if you want to try that out, it's a new way to type. Well, not really a new way. It's been out for a few years now, but ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty cool way to type. Even though I don't have a swipe or a swipe-enabled phone. But if you do, let me know. Twitter me at Geekazine. Tell me if you like it, if it's the best thing since sliced bread or not. So anyway, finally, last part of the TechCrunch news, and that is over at mastercom.me, which is a new website that I haven't been to. So once again, if you have any problems, let me know, and we will change the website. How much is this costing? Basically, this is a Twitter infographic. I can say that. Infographic. And basically, it's about Twitter and the facts and figures. Now, this is actually a very cool infographic. Check it out. They're saying there are over 450,000 new Twitter accounts created every day. 88% of people who have awareness of Twitter, and there's about 1 billion new tweets posted every week. Whether those numbers are going up or down, I don't know just yet. They're because of Google Plus, blah, 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 blah. You know that already if you follow the show. Anyway, Twitter usage, they talk about the Twitter's usage, and then they talk about the demographics. Now, what's really cool about this is there's another article that just came out today, and I just caught word of this just about as I was going on air. And it basically says that people they're finding trends from what Twitter trends. Like, for instance, stock market. Certain stocks will go up and down if there's certain trends going on. Not to say that that's influencing the stock market, but the reality is if you watch Twitter, if you analyze Twitter, you could probably determine whether we're going to have a good day or a bad day in the United States, which is pretty interesting. So, I don't know. It's cool stuff over here, and that is over on mastercom.me. And yeah, that was the last article for TechCrunch. But I'm going to tell you something. There's one more article that I do not have in here. And I'm going to talk about it right now. And that's the article about Google purchasing Motorola Mobility for $12.5 billion. It was $40 a share. And I talked about this over on Geek News Central. In fact, I'll pull up that article as I speak, and we can talk about it there. But anyway, we got Google decided to buy out $40 a share. Of course, Motorola was Android shop anyway. They opened this. They created this open forum for getting mobile devices onto Android. They got the Droid 2, the Droid 3, which a lot of people are talking about. So this was not a stretch by any imagination. So I got the article here. Let me pull it up here. The reason why I just came up on this is because of Twitter. Because of this article, because of this news, the tech stocks actually went up in the last 24 hours. So a lot of people are really happy that this purchase has happened. What they also did was they showed patents. And they're talking about patents, and a lot of people, you're probably getting confused now. It's like, well, we got technology, now you got patents to think about. For some of us, you might not be thinking that patents make the world go round, as the article that we talked about with the iPad and the Samsung Galaxy Tab, it was all about patents. And so they basically purchased 24,000 patents to their Google systems, which they technically kind of already had. But the reality now is they can say those 24,000 patents are theirs. And these are patents. Some of them don't matter. Some of them are from the old StarTAC phones or the Razr phones. Some of the technology is still important. Some of the technology could be modified into a new patent. So when they create something, they could use that old patent to create a new patent. And if somebody tries to sell them, they said, no, we got the idea from here and we just modified it to make it this. It's going to make it a lot harder for people to sue for an Android phone or anything like that, which is pretty cool there. What's your thoughts on it? Do you like that idea? Do you not like that idea? Let me know. @Geekazine is my Twitter handle, or geekazine@gmail.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the tech news. Apologize for that miss up with whatever I did to not have that link in there, but of course I'll put that in the show notes here. We will get you right back after this. You know, the fine friends at Citrix have come up with this program. It's called Go to Assist Express. You might have heard of it. It's a great program. I talk about it all the time, and you should use it. Why should you use it? Because you're an IT administrator. Because you're a person that needs to help fix people's problems, and that's what you do, is you fix their problems. And you can't drive to them, and you can't call them up. You say, hey, are you there? I need to come over to the house again so I can install the other service pack, and it's just a mess. But if you use Go to Assist Express, which is right here, you can connect up to their machine through your machine wherever you are. You could be at home, you could be at a coffee shop, you could be in Las Vegas, you could be in Australia. All you have to do is have them come up on the internet. They go to a website and they put in a 9-digit number, and poof, they can get all that information. You can control their screen. If you want, they can see what's on your screen and control your screen if needed, which is great for all you people that need to train these people on how to fix these problems or how to work these new programs that come out. Don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Give it a 30-day free trial. Click the Try It Free Now button. Use the code PODCAST. Otherwise, go over to gotoassist.com/podcast, and you'll get a 30-day free trial. Code PODCAST for Go to Assist Express. Support smarter and put that into your IT toolbox with Go to Assist Express.
Have you ever thought about how much of your life is on your computer? You lost it all. When your files are backed up with Carbonite, you'll be able to get them back with just a few clicks.
Don't wait for that to happen. Don't watch your hard drive fail, because hard drives fail all the time. 15,000 a day. I've got multiple computers running multiple hard drives, and I back everything up that I do, because you never know when you're going to drop your laptop, when somebody's going to steal it, when there's going to be some sort of water damage or fire damage. whether you get a brand new computer. You can actually even use your smartphone to see what you've backed up. So if you back up all your pictures, you can retrieve them via smartphone. And then when you're at the office, you can just say, hey, look at Junior, see how cool it looked? You just took that picture last week. It's a great program. It's Carbonite Online Backup, and it saves you from making the mistake of losing all your files. Because I've had many people, many friends, bring their computers to me saying, how do I get these files back? Sometimes you can't, and you're out of luck. That's why you use Carbonite.com. Back it up into the cloud now. Get a free backup, 15-day free trial. When you're committed to buy, use the offer code TPN. We're going to give you 2 months for free over at Carbonite.com. Back it up now because you might not get a chance to back it up later. Geek Smack Crap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the segment we like to call Geek Smack Crap, where we talk about the cool stuff that's out there on the interweb that I'm pretty impressed that it's out there on the interweb. Anyway, it's brought to you this week by Audible.com. Get yourself a free audiobook and a 14-day free trial to check out some of the greatest audio out there. What I like to do is when I get a book, and I have a hard time reading any book, I get the Audible podcast version of it, and then I listen to it as I read it, and it's pretty impressive there. I've been waiting on a couple books here, but check it out. Go over to audiblepodcast.com/geekazine, audiblepodcast.com/geekazine, and you'll get a 14-day free trial and a free audiobook to listen to and judge for yourself. It's a great program, and Audible.com, I've used it, and I'm very impressed with it. I love it. And like I said, I use it to read and listen at the same time. So that's over at audiblepodcast.com/geekazine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of course. Why isn't that switching over? Do that. Nope. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. We're going over to Think Geek for our first part of the Geek Smack Crap. You remember the the Pet Rock? Well, I remember the Pet Rock because what we used to do was when they first came out, we kind of made our own Pet Rocks. In fact, we sold them at flea markets, and we made some money. We didn't make, we made enough money to go buy comic books and bubble gum, and that was it. But now you can get a brand new Pet Rock. It's called the USB Pet Rock. It's been around for a little while, but of course, not on Geek Smack Crap. Here, we've got it over at Think Geek. It's only $9.99, which is actually pretty cool. You plug it into your USB port, and it just sits there like a rock. I don't know, like a rock. Ooh yeah, like a rock. Anyway, it's over on thinkgeek.com. Well, if you want to get some sleep, why don't you sleep on the moon? Check this out. This is over at ogizmo.com. And this is the Full Moon Odyssey floor pillow, which is apparently a blow-up pillow. They've also got a smaller pillow to there. But you blow it up, and then you lie it on the floor, and then you just kind of lie on there, and you can sleep on it. It's a picture that was taken back in January of 2010, if I remember correctly. It's the Full Moon Odyssey floor pillow. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, I'll tell you that right now. Let's get you a better view of that. But they're saying that it's $1,900. $1,970 for exactly. So if it's comfortable enough for you on there, there's your purchase price on there. So go get it. It's you can check that out over at ogizmo.com. Of course, we'll have that in the show notes. If you like to cook, then you love comic, you love the Avengers, then you can check this out. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Anyway, this is the Avengers. Well, Marvel's comic cake molds. You can get your favorite characters: Iron Man, Wolverine, Thor, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Captain America, and you just make cakes out of them, and then you can eat them. You can paint them up and eat them. So it's actually a pretty cool thing. The price on this is actually only $36 or 25 pounds if you're in the UK. And so you can get it right now. If you want to get more information on that, we can get you over to independent.co.uk, and that will get you to take a bite out of Marvel Well, actually, it wouldn't be crime because you're eating superheroes, so take a bite into crime. Would it? I don't know. Anyway, that's your Geek Smack crap for this week. Remember, you can actually get Geekazine over at Stitcher.com. Go over to Stitcher.com/geek and get the audio version for your mobile device, your Apple, iPhone, your BlackBerry, your Android, your Palm Pre, anything that's mobile, even iPad, you can get the Stitcher app. Go over to Stitcher.com/geek, enter in your email address, download the mobile application, and you have an opportunity to win $100. So put in your email, and good luck over at Stitcher.com/geek. Geek Snack Crap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Geek Smack. Boy, let's get into your Geek Smack stuff. Let's do that.
Geek Smack.
All right, everything's a little bit backwards, a little bit forwards. Apologize for that. I started by running that spot before, anyway. So, and then I started doing. It's like, well, better do it. And then, I don't know. It was all crazy. I'm crazy. What can you do? We're gonna start over at LaughingSquid.com. Ha 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 ha! For all you drinking geeks out there, if you want to try some new drinks, why don't you try this? This is Dylan's Candy Bar. Let's get you a better shot of that. And this is actually a video. We'll show a little bit of the video, but I don't have the audio on this, so I won't bore you on all of that. I think. Why is it not doing that? Well, maybe you can hear a little bit of it. Something like that. Anyway, there we go. Let's just do that. Anyway, so LaughingSquid.com has Dylan Lauren, who's the daughter of fashion designer Ralph Lauren. And she's created Dylan's Candy Bar. And within it, she's basically got this bar that you can buy regular candy at this place, but you can also go into the bar and buy certain drinks. Now, these are alcoholic beverages, so you've got to be 21 or older to enjoy them. But she's going to show you 3 or 4 drinks made to give you a candy taste or candy flavor. Now, I had some pretty cool Wapatulis this weekend, and I got a little bit tipsy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so, but this is pretty interesting. I'd love to go over to Dylan's Candy Bar and check out some of the cool candies and cool drinks over there, although I really don't need it. But yeah. They even got a Pop Rocks drink. Remember Pop Rocks? Anyway, that's over at LaughingSquid.com. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. There you go. Let's move on from there. Over on Shiny Shiny, another cool video right here. This video, now check this video out. This is a video for a tablet. An idea for a tablet. It's called The Vision of the Future. And the thing about this tablet was, and we'll get you up to 2-minute mark here, where we start seeing this. The thing about this video is it was created in 1994. Yes, 1994. This is a guy that works at Knight Ridder, and I had his name right here, and I lost it here. I'll let you know. He's the head of the new innovations area back then in 1994, and he talks about how people will be coming and starting using these tablet systems, and it's a very impressive thing. And they even show that this is all footage that was shot in 1994. She's walking around with a thing that looks like a folder here, and there's a guy with a butt pack behind her, so you know it's 1994. And she sits down. She starts reading the newspaper with this tablet thing. It's pretty impressive there. So some of you nostalgic geeks out there will get a good liking to this. If you want to check it out, go over to shinyshiny.tv, shinyshiny.tv, and that will get you all that cool stuff. For all you music geeks there, you probably heard about this news over in Lollapalooza. There was $80,000 worth of gear that was stolen. And they haven't caught the culprits. And it was when they were in Denver, I think it was. Anyway, so this one guy, Juan Ocampo, went to Chicago. Was in Chicago, and he bought $80,000 worth of gear for $1,000. He knew it was stolen. He still bought it anyway. And, of course, police arrested him. So I feel sorry for this guy, but, you know, come on, think about it. if it's stolen gear, don't buy it. Especially $80,000 worth of stolen gear, because that makes the search efforts a little bit more than normal than like a $25 item or a $100, I don't know, computer or something like that. I don't know. But the bottom line is that Juan is in jail. Of course, they're still looking for the people that stole the item, all the $80,000 worth of equipment. So if you want to read more on that, go over to suntimes.com. For all you Lego geeks, of course, we can't do a Geek Smack session without some Lego stuff. For all you VW geeks, all you Lego geeks, check this out. This is the VW bus in Legos, and I guess it's got some working doors on it. I don't know if it's to scale. Anyway, it's a, it's a camper van, and it is going to be coming out on the highway soon. I don't know, not the highway. I hope it's not going to be out on the highway. It would be easy to fix if there was a crash, I can tell you that. But it's also known as the Combi, the Lego version. It has the V-shape, three-way color split in the front, rounded roof and window frames. So if it's $120, and it doesn't say the scale of it. Probably not to scale, but probably could sit on your desk or something like that. So if you want to check out more on that, it's over on CNET in the reviews section. Have you ever heard of swarmanoids? No, it's not something that you get for sitting down too much. Swarmanoids is a new type of robot, and they really took over the L video competition in San Francisco on August 7th and the 11th. And let me show you a couple of these swarmoids right here. They're just little robots that do little things like this one. Can attach to the ceiling and do different things. It can grab stuff. It can move around here. They have the handbot feature. That was just the image, but this is the actual swarmbot that we were talking about, the suction cup on the top. And the couple other ones, the iBots. And a lot of these can climb up walls or climb around or fly around or something like that. There's that swarmbot, and then of course the footbots, which roll around on the ground. So pretty cool stuff if you're into robotics. Check it out, Swarmbots, over on ibtimes.com. The Register is talking about PETA, the people. I always say the wrong version. Anyway, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. And they've decided that, we want to get into the porn industry. Now, of course, PETA's been, PETA, that's the word. PETA's always been on the cusp, on the verge of kind of making statements out there, like putting people into furs completely naked or having paint splashed on them completely naked or other things completely naked. And they have a lot of support from some of the adult film stars out there, so it kind of makes sense. So they set up for PETA.xxx, which is going to be a pornography site, and it's of course going to draw attention to killing and eating of animals. So if you are a porn geek or a PETA geek, this is going to work for you both ways. So congratulations on that. If you want to read more on that, go over to theregister.co.uk. Finally, over on msn.com, msnbc.msn.com, check out these. These are contact lenses, and they look kind of shiny. That's because they're encrusted in gold plating. You can now get diamonds or gold into your contact lenses. Of course, it's going to cost you $15,000 as the start. So if you really want to impress people, then you get some contact lenses. I don't know if you can get them on the prescription. And of course, they're saying, people like Lady Gaga love this type of stuff, so they'll probably be buying it, and we'll probably make our money off of it, so on and so forth. So, but what do you think? Do you think, would you buy a pair of contacts that way? If they were in my prescription, I do wear contacts. So if they were in my prescription, and probably not $15,000, is that $15,000 an eye or what? Anyway, if that was the case, then yeah, I suppose I would get a pair. But otherwise, no. There's also another issue. I mean, I can't imagine even if I have the littlest particle of dust on my contact when I put it in, it bothers my eye. So how does diamond encrusting gonna work? And I'm just gonna be like, oh, this thing hurts. Get it out of my eye. Get it out. I don't know. You can check it out. Go over to msnbc.msn.com. And that is your Geek Smack news. Let's get into your final feature. And since I messed everything up, I'm just gonna have to go like this. Final feature. Anyway. There's a news article out there, and this is over on theage.com.au that I've linked to. And it's basically talking about Cisco getting sued by up to 13 Chinese bloggers, reporters, or whatever. And the reason why they're getting sued is because they created a technology for China, the Chinese Communist Party, and it's called Golden Shield. And so basically they developed this Golden Shield infrastructure. So when some of these reporters have decide to blog or report in China, then Chinese government can come and arrest them. And some of them have been arrested, and they have, there's one guy that has up to 30 years in jail for what he said and done. And some of them have been beaten, and some of them have been seriously abused. And so they've decided, well, now we're going to go after Cisco because they made the product. And the reality is, if they would have not bid, because they bid on the product, and other companies were bidding on the product, and if they wouldn't have bid on the product, or if they would have rejected the product, some other company would have turned around and actually got the product and then built it. So it would have gotten built no matter what. Suing Cisco is kind of like a carpenter getting sued for building a house because firemen or fire people or whatever the politically correct term is could not get to you to save you or did not go and save you. I mean, if he makes a house that's kind of weird to begin with, yeah, you sue him. But if it's a standard house with all the features and all the escapes for any type of fire, and you're trapped and the fireman won't save you, you can't turn around and sue the carpenter. That's the sentiment I'm trying to get here. Cisco built something because they were contracted to build something. Was it ethically right? I don't know. I mean, to the United States, yeah, it was not ethically right. To China, it is ethically right. So these people knew that it was illegal to report or blog about certain things. They decided to do it, and they got arrested for it. So how fair is that for a company like Cisco to get sued? And it's a U.S. law firm, Ward & Ward. I don't know. Anyway, Ward & Ward, they got 13 people, including Du Daobon, Zhao Jun. I'm not going to pronounce the names because I'm going to mess them up profusely. I apologize for that. But they're comparing Cisco's actions to IBM's behavior to Nazi Germany. Now, did IBM get sued for Nazi Germany? You know, I'm going through my tech history because I deal with tech history, and I don't remember anything. Of course, I could be a little bit wrong. I have to look up on that and see if that's the case. And then, of course, incorporate it into the tech history. If you do know a little bit more about it, feel free to Twitter me at Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com. But the reality is this. You build something because you're contracted to build something, because you need the money to build so you can survive. We all need money to survive. That's the bottom line right there. So how is it their fault because somebody else is implementing it in a different way or in the ways that was intended? But the reality is we're not judge and jury. Cisco's not judge and jury. As far as they know, they could find the people and then just give them a little slap on the wrist, and that's it. They're not handing out judgments. They're not giving them 30-year sentences. They're only giving them the tools to find the people. That's it. Lawsuits, this is a stupid lawsuit. It should be thrown out of court in a day. Unfortunately, it's going to last, especially because it's now international issues here. So now you got to worry about all that. It's a sad lawsuit, and you know, I feel for these people for being in prison for 10, 20, 30 years because of something that should be a freedom. But in China, it's not freedom. in the United States. If you want to report and blog, go to the United States. Do it. Don't do it in China. I know that's a bit of the cop-out, but the reality is, you know the rules. Ignorance is no excuse. I've always said that. I'll say it again. Ignorance is no excuse. Let me know what you think. If you like the idea, if you hate the idea, if you side with me, if you don't side with me, I understand if you don't side with me. There's so many different aspects to this. @Geekazine is my Twitter handle. Geekazine@gmail.com if you want to email me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that comes this episode of number 197 of Geek Smack, the Geek Smack Show. And of course, in 3 episodes, we're going to be celebrating the 200th episode of Geek Smack, or the Geekazine Weekly Podcast. However you watched, viewed, or recorded, or listened to the show, I'd like to thank everybody that has listened to the show for all these years. We've been doing it for about 4 years now. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for the 200th episode, but it's fast approaching in only 3 weeks. So, and of course, the 100th episode of 5 Tech Things You Should Know About is coming up soon. 3 years of the day in tech history. And of course, we've got Lynette Young, who's now doing some of the days. I'm reading the days off for this week, but next week she will be reading off next week's technology history. So check that out over at dayintechhistory.com. Of course, go over to geekazine.com for everything. Subscribe to the show notes, subscribe to the newsletter, and we'll get you all that information from there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. My name is Jeffrey Powers, and until next week, when we smack some more, we'll see you then. Take care.